It is Friday, May 6th in the NBA, and I'm back with my two best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We got two games on today. We got the Sixers versus the Heat. We have the Mavericks versus the Suns, and my best picks are on the way. Now, yesterday we didn't have any NBA games on, but the last time we were active was Wednesday. We had a 2-0 day with Dwight Powell under 6.5 points and Max Strus under 12.5 points. Hopefully we can keep getting after it. If you are new to the Calling Our Shot channel, thank you for watching this Friday video. If you want to hit that subscribe button down below, I certainly would appreciate it. If you also want to drop a like too, comment your favorite bet too, we certainly would appreciate it. Today we have our first ever ladder play. If you don't know what a ladder play is, I'll try to explain it my best as we get to that towards the end of the video. Today we are wearing an All Rise shirt, which is because Aaron Judge is my MLB player prop of the day. That video was posted a little bit before this one, so definitely go check it out. We appreciate you guys as always. Shout out to all our COS All-Stars for supporting us. If you want to support us, click that join button on the channel or the link in the description. I'll probably put it in the pinned comment as well. We appreciate all the All-Stars that continue to support us. Only $2.99 a month. Plus you get the plays an hour or two early. Now, my last note is that we will start doing separate games for the same game. We'll have some same game parlays going forward for the rest of the NBA playoffs, so definitely be on the lookout for those. I believe Saturday's best bets videos for the NBA will be posted a little bit later tonight, so definitely check them out. But without further ado, let's hop into the first game on the slate. We're going to the Heat versus Sixers. Going to a guy that I know this might get a lot of criticism in the comments, but I'm going Bam Adebayo, and I'm taking this under 18.5 points, plus 100 on DraftKings. Now, I understand where you're coming from. I understand there's a lot of Adebayo supporters, and I honestly think Bam's a very good player. I'm taking this under today because, look, we look at game one and game two. Bam Adebayo hit this over. He had 23 and 24 points. So the fact that his line, which was, I believe, like 19.5 and 20.5 in those two games, the fact that it's gone down to 18.5 is a little bit suspect. What do the books know? And I bet the books know that Joel Embiid is active today. Now, I understand, before you say Joel Embiid's inactive, and maybe he is by the time this video, besides by game time, maybe Joel Embiid doesn't play. But I have a feeling that he is active today. I don't see Joel Embiid. I assume they clear him for his orbital fracture and his mild concussion. I don't want to joke about those things, but I do think Embiid's active today. We've seen several teams, especially the Sixers, are a known culprit of this. Announce a player's out, and then randomly they magically appear. Oh, they're actually playing. They wait for all the bets to come in, and they say, oh, sorry, no, Joel Embiid's going to play today. Because I imagine a large majority of this money will be on the Miami Heat spread. And while the Miami Heat still might win and cover, still do think Embiid's active today, and maybe he doesn't play. But either way, why is this line at 18.5 for Bam Adebayo, who's cleared this over easily in two games? Now, in Bam's last 4 games versus Embiid, he's gone under in all 4 of them. His most recent game against Embiid, just a big 6 points. And look, if Embiid's out there, this line, I bet you goes down to 17.5, even lower. But look, foul trouble is an easy way for Bam to go under. We look at games 1 and 2, and Bam Adebayo cleared this over. Field goal attempt volume is not crazy. The guy's only shot 10 and 11 field goal attempts. Now, granted, he did have 8 and 11 free throw attempts, but I just don't see him getting it done today. I think Bam Adebayo is a guy that's, much more of a capable passer, and I just don't see him scoring 19 points. In addition to Embiid's status, Kyle Lowry also could be back today. I don't expect him to be back, but if he is back, that's obviously another guy that's going to take some shots away from Bam Adebayo, who already isn't shooting all that much. We saw Bam Adebayo going under very often in that Atlanta Hawks series before hitting the over with, I think, 20 points on the dot in the final game. I think game 5 of that Hawks series. But either way, during the regular season, we look at Bam. He was under this line in 29 of 56 games. And then majority of the games he does go over, it's when he was shooting 15 to 20 times. I don't see him shooting that many times today. I don't see him envision him continuing to shoot 65-ish% from the field, which is what he's above that in this playoff series. I don't see it happening in 35 career playoff games. Bam Adebayo has averaged 32.1 minutes per game and 15 points per game. I think this 18.5 line is a little bit too high. I understand if Embiid is not there, DeAndre Jordan and Paul Reed aren't necessarily the best guys to defend, but I don't see Bam Adebayo getting all those foul calls that he was getting down in Miami, in Philadelphia. So give me Bam Adebayo under 18.5 points. The plus value, I'm in, plus 100 on DraftKings. Sign me up. We're taking Bam Adebayo. Maybe we'll talk about a couple leans, but honestly, I don't really like a lot of these plays because a lot of it is indicative of Joel Embiid playing. Because if Embiid plays, then obviously all the lines for the Sixers are going to shift. So no leans in that one, just Bam Adebayo under 18.5 points. I don't care if Embiid is inactive either. I think Adebayo is going under. Now let's move on to the second game. Here's my ladder play. Let me try to explain it. It's Mikal Bridges, and we're taking his assist line. Now, currently, over 2.5 assists is plus 115 on BetMGM. but I also want to take him for 4+ assists and 6+ assists. I'll put all the odds on the screen on the left. I think it's on the left on the screen. Now, look, we're only going to risk 0.7 units on the over 2.5, 0.2 units on the 4+ assists, and 0.1 units on 6+ assists at plus 1100 odds. Now these units are just exactly what you normally play on a normal bet. So, and maybe you're putting $100 on your normal bet, and maybe you don't have these alt lines for Mr. Mikal Bridges, so I'd consider just putting $100 on his over 2.5 assists. But if you do have these alt lines, I'd put $70 on his over 2.5 assists, $20 on his 4+ assists, and just $10 on his 6+ assists. So you risk 1 unit, and if he does get only 3 assists, well, we win back only half a unit. If he gets 4 or 5 assists, we win back over 1.2 units. If he gets 6+ assists, we win back almost 2.5 units. So we're only risking 1 unit to potentially win back over 2.4. Really like it. Now let's talk about Mikal Bridges. Why am I on this play after all this ladder talk? Well, for starters, all 3 legs cashed in game 2. Mikal Bridges had 6 assists in that one. And look at game 1. He had 4 assists, so he cashed both the first 2 legs of the ladder. He was climbing, and we'll take that if he gets only 4 assists today. That would be 1.2 plus-ish units back for us. Now, why do I like this bet? Well, Mikal Bridges has averaged 8 assist chances in games 1 and 2. Much higher than what he had been averaging all season long, and I think there's a reason behind that. We'll talk about that in a second. Now, Mikal Bridges averaging 3.3 assists per game in the playoffs this year, and now granted, Booker's not in some of those matchups, but still, Mikal has 3+ assists in 5 of his last 6 games versus the Dallas Mavericks. So it's the team he's been getting assists against, and I know the Dallas Mavericks don't allow a ton of assists, but that's normally the point guards, not Mikal Bridges' position. Now, I believe laddering it up to 4 and 6 assists is worth it. When we think about just for him to get 3 assists is plus 115. For him to get 1 more assist, we go from plus 115 to plus 265. I think it's pretty good value here. Now, the Suns, in game 2, they were headhunting. Luka Doncic, they were just looking for Luka. They said, oh, there he is. Here, we're going to play a screen. And look, they were just going after Luka, and Luka could not play an ounce of defense. And I imagine that game plan continues today. Luka was getting abused by Devin Booker and Chris Paul. And I think we're going to see them do the same thing today, make Luka the primary ball defender. And Luka likely is the guy that's going to be guarding a guy like Mikal Bridges, a guy like Jay Crowder. And that's why I think those guys' assist numbers could be up. Now, the Mavs are going to double. They do not want Luka to be the primary ball defender on a guy like Devin Booker, a guy like CP3. They saw that worked out in game 2 of the 4th quarter. They got absolutely boat raced in that one. The game was close, and then they lose by 20 points because of you just saw the Suns going after Luka Doncic on the defensive side of the ball. And look, I imagine we see some double teams. We see Bridges cut into the rim, and we see him having some easy opportunities for maybe lobs to DeAndre Ayton or JaVale McGee, maybe a kick to either Jay Crowder in the corner, Cam Johnson in the corner. I think we see a lot of opportunities for Mikal Bridges to get some assists. Now, look, this could be a bad reading, and maybe we're completely off. Maybe Mikal Bridges, by the time you're watching this, maybe he has 1, 2 assists, and that could happen. Maybe he has 0 assists. I mean, that has opportunities. That's why we're only risking 1 unit on it, but the potential to potentially get up to 4, to get up to 6+ assists, to have a really good day for us. I'm all in. I think they're going to make other guys not named Devin Booker, not named Chris Paul, beat them, and I imagine the Mavs do that. Backs against the wall. I mean, this game 3, you can't go down 3-0. If they go down 3-0, their season's over. So I think we see a guy like Mikal Bridges have to step up and be a bigger playmaker than normal, and so I really like it. Force other guys to beat you, and I think Mikal would be that 3rd guy that would be the guy that beat you on the Suns. If the ball was to go somewhere its way, it would be Mikal Bridges. So I'll put the ladder play up on the screen. We're doing 0.7 units on his over 2.5 assists plus 115 on BetMGM. Then 4+ assists plus 265, just 0.2 units, and 0.1 units on 6+ assists plus 1100 value. I really think it's a great thing. And if he gets 6+ assists, we're doing victory laps in the comment section all day long. So those are my only 2 plays of the day. Honestly, I don't really have a lot of leans. I do see the Mavs are slight favorites today, which is a little bit suspect. I don't really know if I support that blind, so I'm just going to stay away from that spread. Also, I wouldn't really, you can bet the Heat spread if you want now, but if Joel Embiid gets announced out, that line's going to switch a little bit. So I'm going to stay away from all the other leans. Those are my 2 official plays. I got that Mikal Bridges ladder play, and we're going with Bam Adebayo under 18.5 points. We'll be back again tomorrow for some more best bets. Probably the videos will be live later tonight. Our MLB best bets video is live on the screen. Definitely go check it out. Got my Aaron Judge prop out there. Appreciate you guys as always for tuning in. It's been Austin. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.